If you're going to be a spiritual firefighter, pillar number one is your presence. Your presence is powerful. One of the mottos for firefighters is first one in, last one out. First one in, last one out. Come on, say it with me. First one in, last one out. Say it again. First one in, last one out. Never underestimate the power of simply being present, showing up. Because when the fire of life gets turned up, most people start walking out. So when that heat gets turned up, you need to turn out, show up, run into the middle of that fire, run, sprint. You're on a rescue mission because their lives depend on it. First one in, last one out. You show your love by showing up. But I'm not just showing up unprepared. I'm coming ready to help fight for you in the middle of that fire. Like, you know, firefighters have all this protective gear that they wear. They look super dope, like a superhero. Firefighters look like superheroes. They have all of this stuff they wear. They wear all this protective gear. They wear helmets and gloves and hoods and boots and coats and pants. And you know that protective gear? They call that protective gear their turnout gear. Hey, I like that. The turnout gear. The turnout gear. When the heat gets turned up, all God's people need to turn out. When the heat gets turned up, we're going to turn out. The turnout gear, it's not just a super dope superhero drip. It has a purpose. And every piece is about protection. Turnout gear is about protection. It has 3 layers of protection. It has the outer shell, it has the layer of moisture as a barrier, and then has a thermal liner. Listen, even their helmets are intentional, you know? You know the backwards like duckbill thing? It's not like they're like hip hop firefighters. Like it's intentional, man. I got this helmet and it's built so that the hot debris in the water, it would fall down and off of me and not onto me, not down my neck. What I'm trying to tell you, Impact Church family, is that every fire, listen, every fire that you're ever going to run into is spiritual warfare. And you need to be ready. You need to be armored up, be protected. Remember Ephesians 6, 10 and 11. Let's go back to Ephesians 6 for a minute. He says, finally, be strong in the what? In the Lord and his mighty power. Put on the full armor of God that you can take your stand against the devil's schemes. Ephesians 6 is an entire chapter about spiritual warfare. The whole chapter, it outlines the armor of God that you need in your life. See, the problem is that the world is all fighting each other. We're fighting spiritual wars with earthly weapons. You're going through hell, and so what do? Man, I'm going through hell. I'll just drink myself away. I'll drug myself away. Man, life is stress. I'm anxious, man. I'll just go chase fun around. I'll get into another relationship, in another relationship, in another relationship. Man, I'm depressed, so I'm gonna this, I'm gonna try to sleep it away, I'm gonna try to eat it away. What I'm saying is that, like, you can't fight spiritual battles with earthly weapons. And I have had spiritual firefighters all around me. And I still do. And I'm so thankful. I mean, I can't even articulate in words how thankful. Because, you know, it takes great courage to walk into the middle of a raging fire. It takes incredible bravery to walk into a building that looks like it's about to burn down. And very few people, if you haven't figured this out yet, it's just because you haven't gone through the valley of the shadow of death quite yet. But very few people want to walk with you when life gets tough. They want to walk with you when life is good. They want to walk with you when the money's good, when the favor's good, when the blessing's good, when the association is good. They don't want to walk with you when you're going through a fire. They don't want to walk with you. And so it is our responsibility as men and women of God, because listen, life can seem suddenly very lonely when you're going through a raging fire. When you're going through a divorce, you can feel alone. All of a sudden you're battling cancer. It can feel so alone. I'm going through depression. Man, I feel so alone. When you're suffering through loss, it can feel so alone. When you're suffering in addiction, it can feel so alone. And one thing about war is messy. War is ugly. War is bloody. Fires. Listen, I'm asking you to run into the middle of the fire. You know people in your life right now in the middle of the fire. Fires are hot, man. Fires are filled with smoke and pressure. There's damage, there's debris, there's brokenness, there's ash everywhere. Listen, turning out is going to be incredibly trying, incredibly painful, incredibly exhausting, incredibly heavy. Man, it's heavy. I've told you all this before, but I feel like every time I preach a message, I go through it before it goes through me. I'm not exaggerating. Every time I preach a topic, there's times when I'm like, oh, Lord Jesus, I don't know if I want to preach on that. That's why I preach on patience like every 3 years, because I'm like, I don't want to be tried in the fire of patience this week, Lord. Let's skip that till the next year. But it's like God puts me through it before he puts it through me. And for me, this has been a week of running into the middle of fires. You know what? The thing about running into the middle of fires is it's not convenient. You can't go, you know what? Let me schedule this out, brother. Their house is gonna burn down. It's heavy. It's heavy. What they're going through is heavy. What we're going to get into the fire with them, it is going to be heavy. This is why Galatians chapter 6, verse 2, he says, bear one another's burdens. Bear one another's burdens. And so fulfill the law of Christ. Listen, bear one another's burdens. The day I had the stroke and I was stretchered out of our house, my wife, Natalie, she texted our good friend Erica Smith. And I actually have the screenshots. This is from the day of the stroke. Here are the screenshots from Natalie to Erica. Hey, I need you. I'll call you shortly. Erica, I'm available. Natalie, it's an emergency. Erica, oh my gosh. Natalie, I'm too nervous to drive. Erica, praying now. Natalie, I'm on with the doctor. Erica, I'm getting dressed. Erica, I'm here whenever you're ready. Erica, to be more clear, I'm at your house. Natalie, I'll be out in 1 minute. Natalie, it's really bad. Erica, it's gonna be okay. Praying. Erica, I spoke to Josiah and Jazzy and they're doing okay. I spoke to Josiah. 2 of my 3 kids. And then Erica puts a scripture, Isaiah 41:10. So do not fear. Come on, read this with me. So do not fear, for I am with you. Do not be dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you and help you, and I will uphold you with my righteous hand. This is what it looks like to be a spiritual firefighter. Never underestimate the power of your presence. I wasn't there, but from what both girls told me, it took Erica about 3 minutes to get to our house from the first text. Firefighters, go, man. Sound the alarm, get me in the truck, get me there. I gotta go. The urgency and the emergency is right now. Listen, your presence is powerful because listen, Erica cannot fix me. Erica could not fix the situation, but she could show up, and she did show up. She turned out, and her presence, it meant everything to my wife and my family. And when the heat gets turned up, make sure that you turn out. Spiritual firefighters turn out. When I went to the first hospital, I was ambulanced. They did a brain scan. They called my wife that your husband's brain is bleeding. We have to helicopter him to a level 1 trauma center. When I was taken out to the helicopter, at the helicopter, right before they put me on, was my wife, Natalie, my closest friend on the planet, next to my wife, Andre Wadsworth, and Erica Smith. Church, spiritual firefighters, they show up. They show up. They turn out. First one's in, last one's out. Say it again with me. First one's in, last one's out. You know, I was a little kid. I think I saw my first house fire. I was a little kid, about 5 years old, and I remember watching this house burn down in my neighborhood. I remember so vividly watching this house burn down, but the thing that seared into my mind the most, it wasn't the house burning down. It wasn't the black billowing smoke. The thing that was seared into my mind the most, the image that was seared into my mind was, as I was watching this house burn down, I watched firefighters walk in. And I think as a 5-year-old, I thought, that's crazy. I think too many times we see something on fire and we go the opposite way because it's heavy, because it's inconvenient, because sometimes we don't know what to say. You don't need to know what to say. You need to show up and let your presence do the talking. It takes bravery to walk into the middle of the fire. The smoke, the pressure, the heat, the flames. Listen, people all around you, they're going through fires. They're in the middle of the fire. I want you to get in the middle of the fire with them. I suffered a massive stroke, so massive that 1 month after I was released from the hospital, my wife and I went to the doctor for a follow-up. He said verbatim that I was incredibly lucky and I should be dead or a vegetable. By the way, if you're a physician today, don't say that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you guys might be smart and stuff, but maybe we need to take you like communications 101 type stuff, like some tact, like remember why you're doing this, you know? Like, oh, I should have been dead or a vegetable. Got it. But let me be clear. I could not, absolutely could not have fought this battle on my own. My wife could not have fought this battle on her own unless we had people turning out. And I am overwhelmed with emotion and gratitude for everyone who fought for me and still continues to fight for me this day. When I was hospitalized, I had friends and family members fill my room every single day, all day, until my wife kicked them out. My church My church, you guys, listen, wrote me thousands of letters. I had doctors reaching out. I had friends who were physicians coming to the hospital, spending hours with us in the hospital. I had people DMing me, a physical therapist, doctor of physical therapy, who specializes in neurology, and goes, hey, I go to your church. I'd love to offer my help to you. I had gym owners, Caleb from Glory Gains, reach out and goes, hey, PT, I know you don't know me, but I go to your church. When you're able to advance and graduate out of physical therapy, dude, I got you and your family for the rest of your life. Free gym membership, free training forever, man. Whatever we can do. People were turning out. Paul Penzone was our sheriff at the time. He's a part of the Impact Church family. Y'all ready for this? One of those several thousand letters that were written to me. Paul Penzone came by too and spent several hours with us. He wrote me a poem. You think it's funny, but it's pretty powerful. When the most powerful cop in the state of Arizona loves Jesus and cares for his pastor and becomes a spiritual fighter. This is going to go in my book. Right now, it may feel like you're broken and beat. Your body feels fragile. You fear defeat. Your faith has been tested. You're overwhelmed by the fear. A setback has rocked you. The future's unclear. There's no rhyme and no reason, no warning, no sign. You've never strayed from his path. His will is divine. It's not his hand nor his punishment. He only gives you his love. Every blessing and trial are his plan from above. It is times like these you'll see the tears on his face. He cries for your suffering. He extends you his grace. Your path to recovery may feel too long to endure, yet as your faith Yet it's your faith is his love that provides you the cure. I know right now the road seems rocky and long. Just trust his plan and be patient and strong. He will heal your body. He will show you the way. His plan for the next stage will become more clear with each day. God has blessed you with the gifts he keeps special for some. You were chosen for divine purpose. You will overcome.
Thank you for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, be sure to hit that like button. Also, to watch the full sermon and stay up on all of our latest content, be sure to subscribe to our channel.